And we're back. Did you miss me? I missed you. No lie. So check it out. Welcome to our next video. This time we're going to go into the preparation stage for machine learning. So as you know, we saw the correlation between all the variables in the previous video. The critical point, though, for us here is the relationship of the variables with that target variable. Right, so now I need to decide which variables should be dropped before moving on to the machine learning model by looking at this relationship. So as you know, removing the variables that will not affect the machine learning model will relax the model. And you know what? Of course, I want ChatGPT to have all these operations done within this context. And now that we've decided on the plan, let's get started. So again, we come to the fixed message here on ChatGPT. We know that's ready. So I want to write the work that I wanted to do next, which will be this text. Finally, I examine the correlation between the heat map chart and the variables. Yes, now I want to drop the variables that may be unnecessary for the model before moving on to the machine learning algorithm. Can you do the steps I have done so far in order? Now we can write our purpose. For this, I'll continue the text and write, next, I want you to review the heat map graph. Can you name what variables I should drop from the data set considering the target variable survived? All right, so you see the shape of that? I think the message is ready, so I want to send it in and see what the answers are as they start to come in. And after it's done, we can start reviewing. All right, so let's go to the beginning of the answer and start the analysis. Now, ChatGPT states that it will fulfill our request and starts to do the steps that we've applied so far. That's good. The first 3 steps are already up to now, and this is what we've done. Good. So we have recorded these operations back in a ChatGPT memory. Yeah, that was the purpose of that. And now our main request continues from here. So ChatGPT says the following about this. Now let's analyze the heat map and determine which variables may be unnecessary for the model, considering the target variable survived. In the heat map, look for variables that have a very low correlation with survived, close to 0. These variables may not provide much information for predicting the survival outcome and can be considered for removal. If you noticed, the heat map shows us the roadmap on how we should act according to the graph results. So yes, we can analyze the graph in this context. So let's see what things it will do in line with these operations. So ChatGPT says this: if we observe that PARCH, that's the number of parents, children aboard, and SIB-SP, number of siblings, spouses aboard, have low correlation values with survive, we can consider dropping them. So my friends, if we examine the analysis now, there is a correlation of 0.08 between PACH and survived and 0.03 between SIB-SP and survived. So both these two coefficients are very low, my friends. Yeah, so that's good. We'll remove them from the data set. Now, one particular issue caught my attention here. I wonder if you noticed. The relationship between age and survived is also very low. There's a small correlation of 0.05 between them. We can also remove this variable from the data set in line with ChatGPT's analysis, right? So here's the last part of the message. It gives the codes for extracting the variables from the data set, and we can achieve our goal by adding the age variable to this section. So now let's transfer all that to the notebook. Now I want to transfer the information here. So I'm copying the whole thing, and then in the right, I can open up a cell and markdown format and paste all that into it. I do want to make a small addition here. See, I want to include the age variable with all the information. Okay, so now that everything's ready, we can run the code. All right, my friends, so now let's transfer the code to the notebook. Okay, so I'm going to copy from here and then paste it into the cell on the right. and I'll add age as a variable inside. And yeah, these three variables will be out of the data set. So let's run the code. All right, my friends, so you see this, the transaction's now been complete, and we can now call and check the data set. So if I say Titanic df.head, let's run that, and you can see the data set is now up to date. So yeah, we're one step closer to the machine learning model. I want to wrap it up here, and we'll continue next video.